All right, so happy Friday, everybody. As you guys are jumping on, go ahead and say hello. Let us know that you're here. If you guys are catching the replay, do me a huge favor and let us know in the comments. You can give us a hashtag replay. You can let me know where in the world you're joining us from. We definitely want to come back and thank you for your support and also answer any questions and shower you guys with some love. So let us know when you're here. Today, we have my friend Ginger joining us. Ginger is joining us all the way from Germany, so this is pretty cool. This is one of the things I love the most about Facebook is you get to connect with people all around the world, people you would never, like I would probably never have the opportunity to meet somebody like Ginger. Like she's on the other side of the world, and to be able to use this kind of technology to bring people together all around the world is really, really, really cool. So I'm so excited she's here. If you haven't had a chance to check out any of the videos, make sure you go back and take a look at them. They're incredible. You know, sometimes we get so busy, and it oftentimes can be really hard when you're trying to juggle everything that you have going on in your life. Sometimes it can be hard to really take that time for you to fuel your soul and your mind. But this week, the content was just so, so, so good. So I highly suggest you go back and check out the videos from this week. Ginger, like, you know your stuff. I was really, really, really surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised when I was watching them. I was like, wow, this is really good. So excited.
Yeah, and it felt so good to talk about it because the energy in the group was so amazing. That's why I was in a high vibe mode every night. So welcome from my side. Hi, everybody. And it was really it is amazing, like you said, how what is possible through internet, and the whole world kind of shrinks down into this square, right? And as if I could touch you, although you're all the way around the globe. And it it is yeah, that's the magic. But what impresses me most is that even though this is kind of technology here, I can still feel the energy and the vibration of people. So and this kind of, I got really into it because my jam is alignment, is energy, is the whole woo stuff, maybe, but with a sprinkle of strategy. From me being a former business consultant, I kind of merged the two worlds of the strategy and the energy. And this I could really feel the last days in the group, that people were interested in kind of both worlds, and the topics, kind of more, maybe some more traditional topics, but looked from the angle of leadership, soulful leadership, and raised consciousness, which is really on point at our time at the moment, because the world is elevating, the world is shifting its perception. People are awakening, people are creating more awareness about who they are and what they want in life. And even normal people who have nothing to do with spirituality, I feel that they kind of tune into their intuition and get a feeling for energy, that there is more than just our mind and our body.
How did you end up on this path? Because I know you just mentioned that you used to be a business consultant. How did you end up, you know, kind of carving out your own spiritual journey and then now merging into doing this hybrid, like, business with spirituality stuff that you do now? How did you end up doing that?
Yeah, actually, it was other way around. I first got on my spiritual journey when I was 19. My spiritual journey started when I was working with healers, and I strongly felt my intuitive gifts. And I wanted to become a coach as I was 19, and because I felt that I want to be a leader. I am a leader, and I want to give people the space and hold the space for people for that transformation to happen. But in those days, coaching was not a theme. It was maybe in some companies that they had like coaches, but there was no training. You either had to study psychology, which I was not really interested in, or kind of figure it out, or do more the path of a naturopath or a different kind of healer. So I was not clear how really to find my profession for my purpose. And I was scared that I could not kind of figure it out. So I studied business economics, traditional, safe, and became a business consultant. But the real reason why I became a business consultant, I kind of figured out just last year. It was the underlying fear of not or the fear of really showing my truth and my gifts and my passion for the spiritual world. And because I thought then people think I'm crazy or a witch or, I mean, red hair kind of fits the image, right? So, but as my path continued, I was more and more unhappy that I could not really live my passion and live my gifts. And it was I did a coaching training while I was a consultant, but I did a lot of change management, project management, and management coaching. And it was so not fulfilling because I saw and I felt the energy in these rooms with the people and the teams and the managers, and I could not really act like I wanted to and tell them what they really need to work on. So it turned out that I kind of continued living what generations of women in my mother's lineage had lived. They held back on their truth, on their power, because they were not in alignment with who they really are. And I was looking for something outside of myself, and was hustling and getting a career which I thought maybe give me the satisfaction, but it didn't work. And I did this classical career of a business consulting, including the classical exit, which is so this is kind of the peak of my career as a business consultant was the bottom of my inner world. It's really like the opposite. As I was earning the most, I was feeling the emptiest. I kind of like that. I just made it up, but it really was this image. And so at the end of my consultant area, I started my yoga teacher training. So I did a lot of yoga, and I right away signed up for a teacher training because, as you said, I want to know my stuff. So I don't mess around. It's maybe the German side of me. I really want to dive deep, but it's not just the German aspect of myself. It is my core desire. So one of my core desires is wisdom, knowledge, and this seeking for inspiration. And I draw it from knowledge, from study. So I'm always learning. I'm always reading a lot of books. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm always getting new information into me because this is what I need. So I did the teacher training, and then at a certain point, you cannot go live in two worlds. So I got adrenal fatigue, my liver kind of, and then I quit my job and I went to Los Angeles. And first I thought, you know what, I just take a sabbatical and take a break and come back when I'm relaxed. But when you once take a break from what you don't want to do and you don't feel a call to do that, you will never come back. And I fell in love with Los Angeles and this lifestyle. And I'm a California girl by heart. And actually, I go back next week. It's -7 days. So I'm already, so this, yeah, I think this time next week, I'm already in Los Angeles. So I cannot wait to go back because there I really felt so connected to my truth, who I really am. That there I could start my healing process. And then I got more into yoga, into nutrition a lot to heal my body. And there I figured out what it means to be in alignment, in the flow, in your truth. And I start slowly got more confident in myself and also in expressing myself. And then through the yoga, more and more people ask me to coach them, because when you're on the yoga mat and as a teacher in a one-on-one, stuff comes up, right? So I slowly, as I got back from Los Angeles, I went back and forth for a couple of years, and started doing my coaching practice. And then I started studying with Gabrielle Bernstein, which is one of my most influential spiritual teachers. I'm Spirit Junkie level 1 and 2. As I came back from the level 2 training last fall, I really got the information and downloaded the message and heard it that I want to create leaders. I am a leader. I was it all my life. Now I'm ready to step up, and I want to build soulful leadership and the soulful sisterhood coming with it, so that we don't need to do it all on our own, but in a community. And with main focus on energy work, because it's all about the energy. When we want to create a life that we're really fulfilled with, we need to focus on our energy and our alignment.
What do you think holds people back the most from like stepping into what their heart truly like is calling out to them?
I think it is a deeply implemented fear, and this fear can show up in any ways, but mostly it comes up due to limiting beliefs that we have adopted, or that were implemented and given by our parents or society. And I think it is, or we live just the patterns which we have inherited. It's really what I felt deeply inside, that I had this fear when I really show who I am. People think that I'm crazy, or that I'm weird, that have this woo interest for this woo. It doesn't fit in our society, or that you stand out. So for me, it was a lot. I did not want to be excluded from the group. I always wanted to feel special and know my uniqueness. But at the other hand, I was afraid that when I really live my unique power, I will be not a part of a group. I will be apart, so separated. And I think the fear of being something that is not accepted and rejected by others is a big block. So that I think it is more it's not the fear about their own power and what to do with it. It is more the fear of what other people think if you use it and show up with it.
Really identify with that. That's probably one of my, I don't know if you want to call them core wounds, but that like need to belong. Like only until recently, I have started to heal those parts. That used to be like the biggest trigger for me. And you know what's funny is like those triggers continue to show up, heal those parts of yourself. You know, like I don't ever have like those kinds of people that press that button in particular over the past, you know, year or two. They don't show up nearly as much as they used to. And I think it's because I've done a lot of healing there. So like those types of situations don't come. Hey, Gabriella. Hey, Monique, which is also a really good lesson in knowing that like people show up to facilitate your healing. And like sometimes you can start to switch your frame of reference to how these things show up for you. So let's talk about if somebody is like, I'm feeling the call to really step into what my heart's calling me. I want to be a soulful leader. What would be like your top advice that you would give them?
So the very first step which you need to create is clarity about who you are and what you want, and really create a clear vision of who you want to become. Because what I meet a lot of women who say, yes, I feel this calling, and especially because I'm now putting out my message about soulful sisterhood, that a lot of women are done to do this deep work on their own. It's very lonely, it's very painful. So creating the sisterhood container gives them safety and space to be vulnerable, to explore themselves in a very safe container without guilt, without shame, without judgment. So, and I hold the space together with other women, and we meet every other week online here from all over the world to share, to explore, to elevate, and to work on certain topics that come up. And this is very, very empowering. And within these circles, I noticed that the urge, the feeling is there, but not the clarity about what it is really. Vision yourself, who do you want to become, and how do you see yourself? And you need to be clear about really who you are, and know yourself very, very well, and know your desires. So that I said my core desire is wisdom, and knowing that gives you the confidence to really live it, embody it, and then take the first action steps to live it. And this is what I guide my students and clients and women through this process.
The fact that it's done with other people, you know, I was just thinking about like just this kind of work. It can be so deep, and there's so many things that come up. Like I wouldn't even suggest you ever do it by yourself. You know, like there's something special about having somebody else doing this work with you, or even a group of people, you know?
Yeah, as you said, it's when you are ready, the teacher or the situation or the people who kind of trigger it first, but they show up, and then you can release the stuff that needs to be released, the blocks. But it is proven that we need others to see ourselves. So what I do is I reflect in my work, I reflect the women who they really are and their potential. And so I deeply see their potential. I believe in their potential and their growth and their greatness, even though they're not there yet and believe in themselves. But by reflecting it to them, they get an idea about what is possible and what they are capable of. And so their confidence grows and grows within our tribe.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking, you know, I work in a partnership with somebody, and, you know, a lot of times people don't want to go out and hire coaches because it's like, it's an extra cost, or they don't want to work with other people because maybe they're fearful. But there's something really like just sometimes the littlest thing, like sometimes I'll express to a partner, I'll be like, I have this idea, and it might be something really simple. And just the words, yes, that's brilliant. It's like it does, just having somebody else be able to say those words to you, because I don't know if we ever see ourselves to the potential that other people see. Like we don't really ever have a full grasp on our, you know, what we really represent in the world, and other people can see it. And so just sometimes those two little words, that's brilliant. It's like, okay, now I can move 100% forward in confidence. Without that, that's brilliant, or yes, I believe in you, or whatever. It's like so silly almost, but it is so powerful.
Yeah, but it is, and it kind of gives you permission. Although you don't really think that you need the permission, but you said it is so powerful that it releases any resistance in yourself, and you need kind of the like a kickstand to your own trust. So we are really over this era where everyone was this lonely fighter, and you had to figure it out at home and do the deep work just on your own, and please don't talk about your vulnerable sides and emotions, and so you don't do that. Or so no, we're more aware that this is the path of healing, and the more you share your own story, the more you give permission to others to really look deep inside, and being okay with our failures, or our weaknesses and our dark spots, so that we can bring light into these areas.
Yeah, we definitely need other people to do it. Let me ask you this. You have a program called the Soulful Leadership. How does that work?
Yeah, it is a beautiful program and it's brand new. I have drawn everything which I experienced on myself throughout this whole journey together, to create a container for women to follow their calling, to really step into their greatness as soulful leaders. They are meant to be through connecting to their truth. This is really the main core of this program, that you find your truth, to connect to it, you find your voice and your vision of yourself, so that you're really clear about what you want in life, which impact you want to bring message out there to the world. And it is a hybrid of a group coaching and a one-on-one. I wanted to have the energy, the dynamic, the sisterhood of group coaching. So it is a group of women. I will take 8 to 10. So 4 spots are already taken, and I have 4 to 6 open. I don't want to have it too big, but because it should be intimate, and I want to give my whole attention to each of the women in the group. And we have the experience together, and we inspire others, and we hold space for each other. But at the same time, I guide them in a very intimate one-on-ones throughout the 3 months, where we work on their vision of themselves. So we have 3 phases. The first phase is the first 2 weeks. It's evaluation um, and envisioning. So each woman creates a vision, a clear vision of themselves as the soulful leader. What does she want to do? Where does she see herself? Is it on stage? Is it with others leading retreats? Or is it writing a book and getting her message out there this way? So this is very, very intimate and individual, and we do it on a one-on-one basis. And then we go through this life and leadership assessment, which is we look at different areas of their lives and see what needs to be aligned with this bigger vision, so that the whole framework can be set up that it serves her vision, so that she can elevate and grow into that. And then the leadership assessment is an evaluation of the 6 qualities I was teaching the last days. So we take each quality and look where she is, and where does she feel quite confident and very elevated already, but where does she need to dive deeper into. So that's the 2 weeks. Then followed by that is 6 weeks of setting goals with soul, so that about you have your vision, and you know the areas you need to work on, and you develop certain goals um, connected to your core desires, how you want to feel. So when you imagine yourself as a soulful leader, you have a certain feeling coming with it when you really embody that energy. And with this energy, I want to work and create a blueprint of her life. How would it look like to be the soulful leader? How would you act? Where do you live? How do you serve your tribe? And we develop these goals based on these feelings, so that at the end of these 6 weeks, you're clear about how you want to feel and how you want your life be created to become the soulful leader. And then we will enter this last phase. The last phase is the execution phase, with a big, which is then again more the group container, which comes more to the forefront. And we develop together these 6 qualities I was talking about, teaching about the last days. So in order to achieve your goals, you don't just create an action plan and act on them. I really want to emphasize on the energy, the vibration, and the 6 qualities. So every week we have 2 different qualities as a focus, and we implement tools, daily practices, rituals for each of them individually, but together as a group to experience that. and work on these qualities so that these qualities enable to achieve and act on the goals they have set individually. And you will, at the end, not only have a blueprint for your life and clarity about your future vision and your goals, but you also have the tools to stay in alignment, to stay in the energy, and have the qualities to act on your goals and act on everything else you want to achieve. So it's not just something for these 3 months or for a certain project or a goal you want to achieve. This is um, a program for life, because you will elevate as a person, personally, spiritually, and
Let me ask you, what are the 6 qualities? If people didn't have a chance to watch some of the videos, what are those 6 qualities that you like to focus on?
so on day one, I was talking about the first 2 qualities, which is clarity and intentionality. So clarity, getting clarity about who you really are and what you want and why you are here. And this I usually teach and guide through looking back to on your story. So what is your core story, your transformational story, and your core message you want to get out there? Knowing yourself better by knowing where you're coming from, what did you went through, and what is the transformation you have experienced. When you're clear on that, you really know who you are. And then through that, you will discover your unique message you have to share with the world, your unique gifts. And this is the core message that comes through. And this is really your unique message, your unique gift, which is also your purpose, why you are here and what you have to offer to the world. Intentionality is for me the key. Know what you're doing and why, with everything. Even in the smallest moment when you're out just running errands and standing in line and waiting for something, and do this with intentionality. Say something nice to the woman at the cashier, or um, set an intention for the day, who you want to become, and what do you want to give to the world, what do you want to receive, so that we create more awareness. And at the beginning, this is maybe sounds like a strict routine, but after a while you train your mindset that you really create more awareness. And even in a conversation, be more present, give the gift of awareness to the other, so that you learn to create a different energy. And intentionality is key
Do you
for me.
know that's my word for this year, for 2019, is intention. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
It is such a powerful tool. And I think the more intentional you live, the more
Mm-hmm.
happy you are. Because even just in the evening, you're kind of like chilling at home, Netflix and chill, and you go into the kitchen, you open the fridge and just stare into it. That's not intentional, right? So really doing things even health wise, or your sleep routine, or whatever it is, it's really the sentence, know what you're doing and
Mm-hmm.
why.
Yeah.
That's the main thing behind it. And as I observed myself throughout the day and asked myself, why are you doing that? Do you know why you're doing that? And even with addictive patterns, and I am a former addict in any ways, like a work addict, exercise addict, love addict, relationship addict. And if you know your patterns and why you're doing that, then you can create better, healthier choices. And this is actually what a soulful leader is about, that you get more intentional and make better choices and create
Mm-hmm.
more awareness. Then the second day, I was teaching about alignment and energy, and this is kind of my most favorite topic, because I'm coming from a yoga past, and there I'm very aligned, trained, alignment trained, and there I experienced for the first time what it is to be in alignment, and then you feel the flow and the lightness which comes where suddenly the practice becomes ease and grace and not really hustle and grind. And to transfer this off the mat into the life, that's my jam. So how do you get into alignment? What is alignment all about? How does flow feel, and how can you stay in alignment? Because it is not about how to get in there, it is what to do when you fall out of it. So you cannot stay in alignment the whole day because just life happens. And um, that's totally normal, but having the tools you can practice gives you the confidence to just live your life, and you know what to do when you feel really in that suddenly out of alignment and in a funk. And with energy, I'm really coming from a past of um, consultant. Energy the key. And the more I step into my vision as a leader, coaching and guiding and facilitating, I feel that I need to be really sensitive with my energy. I need to be very disciplined with my energy. And I was not so disciplined this week because I was going live way after my bedtime hour, right? So I really felt it. And I now know how important it is to do everything you can to have take care of your own self, and to be the best self for others.
It's so funny, like sometimes just those little things like getting enough water, right food, exercise, sleep, right? Like you cannot function and you cannot be in alignment if those things are out. Like your energy and how you protect it is very, very, very important.
Yeah, but I would even go further than that. I mean, drink your water is so common sense right now. People don't do it, still don't do it. But even saying no to opportunities, to meetings, and this is for me even more important because I had a big trouble saying no. And I know I am now getting more and more, or since a couple of months, I'm studying human design.
Do you study Gene Keys too?
I know I'm.
Oh, you'll love
No.
it. You will love it.
Oh my gosh, another topic to explore. Yay,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Great. Yeah, I need to write that down later so that I can get
Yeah.
information. You need to
I
give
will.
me some recommendations. So from human design, I'm a projector, and I am supposed to work maybe 3 to 4 hours per day, really high vibe, and then take a break, and then work again, and then take a break. And so this I really had to learn. And the more I work as an energy coach, as a leader, and empowering other women, I feel that my energy must be on point, and I need to recharge in a different way than I did it before, where I was more working on my own and for my boss, and kind of not so much with people. So really setting my boundaries and saying no, and schedule my day the way I need it to be my best, right? That's the thing. That's even more important for me sometimes than exercise.
Yeah.
Because on the long run, knowing your schedule and planning it, and don't taking too much, and setting transformation time, and blocking recharging time, and so on. This is really key, and this is high level. This is really next level leadership. Yeah. So this was energy and alignment. And then we were talking. What was the next thing? I need to look up my. It was authenticity. Yes. So getting real, people. So it is really about authenticity, and how to, what does as an authenticity does as for us and for others as soulful leaders. So it creates the truthful connection to other people. When you are authentic, and people, it's compelling to the people. They can connect to you on an emotional, energetic level, and not from the mind. And that this is what a soulful leadership is all about. And the key for authenticity is vulnerability. So creating more confidence. So vulnerability is a cornerstone for confidence, and it also gives you the opportunity to be kind of not your own fear of judgment, being judged by others, reduces the more vulnerable you are. Because if you sit there hands up and say, hey, that's me, and I show my real face, then you don't need to fear any judgment.
Yeah, I think sometimes we're scared of like people judging, like finding stuff out about us, rather than like, if I give you everything, then all the cards are on the table. But go ahead.
And it's again
Right.
the energy, you know, when you just put it out there and feel open, but not using vulnerability like it is it has become a little bit too
Like,
much
let
on
me,
social
yeah.
media.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit too much, but I think
Well, because
it
it's
was
vulnerable, but
necessary
I
that
don't know
we
how truthful it is, like how authentic it is sometimes, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, let me show you all the things about myself, but let me like really push doing it to like push an agenda or get exposure, which like if I'm being really vulnerable, but my end game is to get more exposure, then it's like, how authentic is that? And I think that's the part where it like, okay, it's too much, you know, versus I'm just going to stand in my truth and this is what it is. And I'm not doing this for like an end game type of a deal, maybe.
Yeah, and also I think what is the value you add for others, and I think if you share vulnerability from a stand of what you have overcome and what is the lesson, the teachable moment of it, and what can the recipient learn from it. That's the key, and it's not about you. Then it's about serving others. Then your vulnerability serves a higher purpose and higher intention. And there we come back to intentionality, right? What is your intention behind being vulnerable? Okay, and then the last day, yesterday, I was talking about, it was very interesting. I was talking about impact, influence as a soulful leader, and there my whole aspect about creating a community, a tribe, in my point, the soulful sisterhood experience that I established this year as a bi-weekly gathering where I connect with like-minded women so that we rise together. And I think each leader is so individual that your vibe attracts your tribe. That's kind of the saying, right? So, and we do it through authenticity. So the other qualities, that each quality kind of serves the next, so that the more authentic you are, the more you will attract the people that can relate to it. And when we have all these qualities and all the vision, what we want, and the mission, what we want to follow and do in this world, how do we do that? And this is all about productivity. And I kind of created a new mindset around productivity. So it is not about creating as much as you can within a certain time frame. So I, as a business consultant, that was like that. We had time management tools to be more productive, right? So that we increase the output and focused on what do we need to do, and how should we structure the time. So being a soulful leader, it means don't focus on the how, focus on the why. Because there it comes again back to the clarity quality. The clearer you are on your why, the more you will be pulled forward. Because when you have this calling, you have to answer. And then it's not about a time frame, time management tool. Then productivity becomes the tool to serve your purpose. And the reason why is the key to more.
Yeah, and more energy too. Like you could have the same amount of time, but if you're having to like hustle and grind through it, it'll deplete your energy very quickly versus if you are pulled by your purpose, there's just a different energy to it. Yeah.
Yes, and then you have your tools, and which you learn from the quality of alignment and energy, and you can apply them, and so everything kind of is interact.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love everything that you're doing. I think this is great. And I think, as people start to go through your coaching, life gets a lot easier when you know those things, because your decisions get easier to make, because you know what feels good and what doesn't feel good. You're not as conflicted as much, and you're able to take steps forward a lot easier than without doing this work. So super important. If somebody wants to plug into your Soulful Leadership experience, which is that community that you're forming, or the Soulful Leadership program, how would they go about doing that?
So with the Soulful Leadership experience, I announce it usually in my Facebook group, which is the Soulful Leadership and Sisterhood experience. So I love to invite everyone to join my Facebook group where I post that. You can also put a comment down below, then I will set you on the list for the next gathering, which will be on the 31st. So I can tell you that on the 31st of January, we will host another Zoom party. And if you want a discovery call with me for my program, I would be happy to have you and offer you a free leadership and life assessment. So the first step, which I was talking about for my program, we can do with you, so that you are clear on what your vision is and where you are at right now and what you need to improve, and then get a feeling for if the program is a good fit for you or not.
I love it. I love it. Guys, definitely go and join Ginger's group and reach out to her and plug into the Soulful Leadership experience. That sounds like an amazing supportive group that you're forming. And I can see how that would be beautiful.
And I always post it in this group as well. So whenever I'm hosting it for the next one, 31st, I will post here. So keep an eye on that and then reach out to me.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing with us this week. You'll have to come back again. And
I will. It was so much fun. And you know what? It really pulled me forward. So another thing to improve your productivity is schedule into your life things, situations, events that pull you forward, that challenge you to produce something that will level yourself up. So this is what I did. I created this week the content that I was teaching. It is brand new. So thank you for giving me this chance to do that, because it helped me a lot.
That was good.
I feel so pumped up now, and I had so much fun to talk about it. And I really also saw that this is my purpose. And it's the best feeling you can have when you know
that's really cool. I'm happy about that. I love being able to give that kind of a platform and that kind of an experience to people. That's incredible. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so we're going to be back next week. We're going to do some holistic health and wellness. We have Macro Life Naturals joining us. They are a superfood company. They make incredible products. So we're going to do, I'm going to be filtering out info on their products and just incorporating them into your lifestyle. I believe on Thursday, we're going to talk about their 3-day detox. So for those of you that haven't done a detox at the beginning of the year, I just got off a 7-day juice detox. Let me not tell you what I experienced just from detoxing my body for that week. One, I'm very excited that my stomach area, the bloating went down. So I look a lot skinnier. So that's a huge plus. But clearing my mind, my mind, the way that I was thinking, my mind was not as bogged down just with stuff. So my thinking was a lot clearer, and creativity. It was like I came off of the juice cleanse and
you're more clear, right?
Everything. I was amazed about just how everything really came together. My energy was through the roof. I was better in relationship with my kids even through the juice cleanse, which can be a little bit of a struggle when you're going 7 days no food. But I was better with my kids, working with them, and the relationship with them. So I highly suggest doing a detox. So we're going to talk about their detox on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to have the CEO and co-formulator is going to join us. I met her at a trade show. She's beautiful, both inside and out. So we're going to have them join us next week. And then I also want to mention to you guys, for those of you that want to do some mindset work, I have a course that's dropping on Monday called Mindset Makeover. We have I'm so excited you're going to take it. It's been such a labor of love. We're going to be running that out in a group called The Click. Let me know if you guys want to come join us. We're going to be having different content over there that's going to be more mindset-y, personal development, and like if you run businesses online, it'll be a great group for you. But that one's personal development and businessy, and then this one's going to say spiritual growth and holistic wellness, and what do we talk? And metaphysics is what we're going to talk about over here. So you can go in both of them. We're going to run that course out on Monday. It's going to be really awesome. And with that, thank you again, Ginger, for joining us. Please connect with Ginger over in her Facebook group, the Soulful Sisterhood Experience.
It's Soulful Leadership and Sisterhood Experience. I will drop the link in the comments. And guys, I will all the journal prompts of my teaching this week, and it will take a little bit of time, but next week, as I said, I will be 12 hours on the plane, so I have plenty of time to do that. Leave me a me or drop the word workbook in the comments so that I know and set you on the list. So that
perfect. Hey Kayla, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And with that, we're gonna wish you guys a very, very, very nice weekend. Bye.